Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Affairscloud, Learn to Lead. My name is Vikas Rana. So students, we have an app by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store for Android phones. Once you have downloaded and logged in with your Gmail ID, you will be transferred to your home page where you can see all the courses that are offered by us. Once you have purchased the course, you can see your courses in the My Course section. But why our courses are so better? Why we think we provide you one of the best content? Because we provide you content on daily basis. In the daily basis, we provide you current affairs with 20 questions quiz as well as the PDF of the current affairs of daily. Then similarly for weekly, on weekly basis we provide you current affairs PDF as well as a 50 questions quiz that will help you to revise all the content that you have learned. Then on monthly basis also we provide you top 100 current affair questions PDF that will be the compiled PDF of the 100 questions of that particular month that will be very helpful for you. And not just this friends, we provide you in English as well as in Hindi too. So both English and Hindi students can enjoy our courses. Apart from this friends, we also provide you banking related question answers, the banking related MCQ questions, the quizzes that will help you prepare for the bank exams. Not just that friends, we provide you a new way of learning, that is your infotainment infographics. That is a different and interesting way of learning. Apart from this, we cover 20 topic wise current affairs. These topics are important such as apps, portals, important days, books and authors days, national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense, all these topics, these are highly important and questions from these particular topics are asked. Also we cover state-wise current affairs also that will help you to prepare for your state exams. Also friends, as I told you, if you use the code Vikas10, you will be given extra 10% discount on the purchase you make. If you have any problem regarding login and your application, then you can contact us on support@of Affairscloud.com. This is our email ID and you can contact us on our mobile phone, that is 9677333386.
Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of 13th of January. The session will be very interesting, so do pay attention till the end. As usual friends, first we'll go for the revision part. I'll suggest you all to make notes, and if you are making notes on regular basis, do add other points that I'm telling today. Alright, let's start. First is your National Road Safety Week. When do we observe this National Road Safety Week? Tell me. National Road Safety Week. This is observed from 11th to 17th of January. And the reason is that we are seeing more and more accidents because of this car, and in order to avoid those and in order to create awareness about those accidents, road safety, these National Road Safety Week is observed from 11th to 17th of January. Next is Indian American AC Charania ji has recently been appointed as the NASA's new chief technologist. Question will be asked, who has been appointed as the NASA's new chief technologist? He will be AC Charania ji. Now remember, he will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Bhavya Lal. Alright, Indian American scientist Bhavya Lal he will be replacing. And who is the new chief technologist? He will be AC Charania ji. Next is World Hindi Day. When do we observe World Hindi Day? On 10th of January we observe World Hindi Day every year. Important. On 9th of January, what do we observe? Parvasi Bharatiya Divas. Reason? On 9th of January 1915, Mahatma Gandhi came back to India from South Africa. Next is Clayfin and Bandhan Bank has won the Best Digital Channel Platform Award from IBS Intelligence. So 2 to 3 things you need to remember for this news. First is who won? It will be your Clayfin and Bandhan Bank. Second, what did they win? They win the Best Digital Channel Platform Award. From whom did they win it? It was won from IBS Intelligence. Alright, next we are talking about NASA. NASA has recently successfully discovered a second Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone, and they discovered this in a solar system, that is TOI 700. All right, this TOI 700 earlier also discovered in this few other planets. This is a solar system, or this is a combination of planet that is revolving around a small red dwarf. So if we talk about it, NASA's TESS, that is your name of the mission, TESS, that is Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite. NASA's TESS mission has made a discovery identifying a second Earth-sized planet called TOI 700e, that is a rocky planet within the habitable zone of a star. TOI 700e takes around 28 days to orbit the star called TOI 700, and it is a red dwarf star, and it is located around 100 light years away. If we are talking about this TOI 700e, it is 95% size of the Earth. Then TOI B is around 90% size of the Earth. TOI 700C is around 2.5 times the size of the Earth, and 700D is around the same size of the Earth. So new name of the planet that was discovered is TOI 700e, and the name of the star is TOI 700. Next is OneWeb. OneWeb is a company of United Kingdom. Earlier I told you that SpaceX has launched the multiple satellites, or around 40 satellites of OneWeb into the space. Now again, SpaceX has launched 40 satellites of OneWeb from the Florida Space Center, that is in USA. Next is India and Panama has signed an agreement of cooperation in training of diplomats during the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention 2023. I repeat, it was India along with Panama that has signed an agreement in cooperation of the training of diplomats during the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention of 2023. Next, Osmanabad District Court became the first court in Maharashtra to introduce the e-system of functioning. Important. I repeat, Osmanabad District Court became the first court in Maharashtra to introduce the e-system of functioning. Next, Adar Poonawalla received the first Dr. Patang Rao Kadam Memorial Award. So question can be asked that who received the first Dr. Patang Rao Kadam Memorial Award? It was received by Adar Poonawalla. Next, Nikkei Asia report was released, and in this Nikkei Asia report it stated that India has become the world's third largest auto market. I repeat, India has become the world's third largest auto market, and on the first position it is your China, followed by USA, and now India is on the third position in terms of the auto market. All right, that is your automobile market. Here you can see in automobile comes your cars. Then this report was released by whom? It was released by Nikkei Asia report.
Next. So friends, now let's move to the today's important current affairs. First, Indian High Commissioner has signed a memorandum of understanding to establish Hindi chair at the Sabargamuwa University of Sri Lanka. That means in order to start the language of Hindi. Not just Hindi, friends, if you remember, Indian rupee can now be used in Sri Lanka. There was a law that was passed recently that stated that individual Sri Lankans can hold up to 5 to 8 lakh rupees with them, so that they can use that amount, because we know the situation of Sri Lankan currency there, and people do not have support or do not have the confidence in their currency. So similarly, they want that India currency should be, and there is no you can say that even in the next year or so we can state that, or there can be stated that Sri Lanka will start using the Indian rupee. All right, there is a high chance for that also. Next is the Indian High Commissioner signed a MOU with Sabargamuwa University, that is in Sri Lanka, and it is to establish a Hindi chair. Then Gopal Bagle, who is the High Commissioner, and Professor Udaya Rathanyake, who is the Vice Chancellor of this university, signed this MOU to establish the Hindi chair as a part of India's cultural connect through the Indian Council for Cultural Relation. This Hindi chair will familiarize students with India, its history and culture, as well as pave way for popularizing Hindi by deputing Indian faculties. Also, remember in Sri Lanka there are many Tamilians also. All right, people from Tamil Nadu, from the southern states of India, also live in Sri Lanka itself. So there is a high population there who are currently Indians. Next, WEF Global Risk Report for 2023 was released. What is World Economic Forum? WEF is your World Economic Forum. They released a global risk report for 2023 that stated that the cost of living crisis and digital inequality among Indians risk. This was the first of all, remember, 18th edition of this report that was released by World Economic Forum. All right, and it states the biggest risks for India over the short and medium term. These risks include the cost of living crisis, digital inequality, geopolitical competition for resources, natural disaster, extreme weather events, and everything. This Global Risk Report 2023 summarizes the findings of the latest global risk perception surveys. All right, here you can see that in this report, globally, the greatest risk over the next 2 years, that is from 2023 to 2025, includes the cost of living crisis, natural disasters and extreme weather conditions, geoeconomic confrontations, failure to control climate change, and occurrences causing significant environmental damage. The biggest risk over the long term, over the 10 years, that is from 2022 to 2023 to 2033, are failures to adopt and to mitigate climate change, loss of biodiversity, massive involuntary migration, and natural resources crisis, among various others. All right, so this is talking about the various global risk reports over India. This report was released by World Economic Forum. This was the 18th edition of this report, and the name of the report is the Global Risk Report for 2023. Then here, if we talk about World Economic Forum, can you tell me where is the headquarters of World Economic Forum? It is in Switzerland. Next thing, remember when was this established? In 1971. Who is the managing director here? Sadia Zahidi. Next we are talking about a study that was recently released by United Nations University Institute for Water, Environment and Health. I repeat, United Nations University Institute for Water, Environment and Health. It stated that around 3,700 large dams in India could lose an average 26% of their initial total storage by 2050. This is owing to the sediment deposition, which might affect the future water security, irrigation and power generation. Also, this amount of water can be lost because of the heat also. All right, for example, and I've given you this example multiple times, that when there was a drought in China and Europe, then because of that heat wave there, the amount of water that evaporated was turned into rainfall in Pakistan, and you have seen that almost one third of the Pakistan was under water. Then the findings were originally published. These findings that we just say, that almost 26% of their initial cost storage by 2050 owing to sediment deposition, which might affect the future water security. The findings were originally published in the journal Sustainability in an article titled Present and the Future Losses of Storage in Large Reservoirs Due to Sedimentation, a country-wise global assessment by the same instrument. Now, what basically this is saying is, like, for example, this is a dam, all right. Here the water is being collected, and from here the water outflows there. Due to the water, we know with water, when there is a flow of water, the sediments come along with the water. So when the sediment is coming from here, these sediments get deposited here. And now once the sediments are being deposited here, they cannot flow towards the, because there is a dam here. So this state report is saying that in coming years, because of the deposition of this sediment here, the level of water that used to be stored by this particular dam will lose its capacity. All right, due to sediment trapped in dams, about 50,000 large dams around the world will lose about 24 to 28% of their water storage capacity by 2050. These reservoirs have already lost 13 to 20% of their capacity due to this sedimentation that we are talking about. All right. Next is OAG's Punctuality League report that was released on 11th of January 2022 stated that India's largest airline IndiGo and Airport Authority of India owned Coimbatore Airport are among the 20 most punctual airlines and airports globally with on-time performance. All right, don't consider this OTP with your phone OTP, that one-time password you got. This is your on-time performance. So recently a data was released by OAG Punctuality League report, and it stated, or it is telling about various airlines and airports that are working on time and they are punctual with their airlines, and that means there is no delay in the flights. In this particular report, India's largest airline, that is your Indigo Airlines, along with Airport Authority of India owned Coimbatore Airport. This airport, these are the two. These are the first is your airline and another is your airport. These are among the 20 most punctual airlines and airports globally with on-time performance. All right, this on-time performance can be defined as flights that arrive on time, depart within 50 minutes of their scheduled arrival or depart time. All right. Apart from this, if we are talking about Indigo, Indigo has been ranked 15th with on-time performance of around 83.51% in 2022, whereas Coimbatore Airport was on the 13th position. All right, highly important. Next, next we are talking about startup funding in India. We know there is a startup culture going on in India. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. They want to start their own fund, or they want to start their own venture. They want to start their own business. So, and the basic thing when you are starting a business is funding. We all know funding is very important. All right, but there was a report recently released, and according to the startup tracker for CY 2022, it came out that the funding for the Indian startups have dropped by almost 33%. All we can say, almost one third funding has been reduced or has been dropped by for the Indian startups, and that is for the calendar year, that is CY 2022. This can be for various reasons. All right, as we are seeing that global slowdown is happening, and all over the world we are talking about recession, but also there was a news, and there is a chance that due to COVID-19, when there was a stimulus checks coming, when the money printing was going on, the amount of money that was in the market was way too much high, and due to which the startup culture also got boost. The IT companies was in really high, or they were profiting, but now as the time has passed, we are seeing that everything is getting back to normal. That high that came was now being adjusted now. So here you can see, if we talk about by data, startup trackers for calendar year 2022, according to them, a report was published by PwC India that funding for the Indian startups has fell almost by one third, or 33%, to $24 billion in the calendar year 2022 as compared to calendar year 21. Startups received a total of $13.2 billion in funding in 2019 and $10.9 billion in the calendar year 2020, and $35.2 billion in the calendar year 21. In value terms, early stage deals made roughly around 20% of the total capital, and in volume terms, early stage deals made up to 60 to 62% of the total funding in the calendar year of 21 and calendar year 22, with an average ticket size of $4 million per deal. All right. Next is your NPCI. National Payment Corporation of India has allowed UPI transactions for various NRIs linked international numbers. All right, I repeat, NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, has recently allowed transactions for the NRIs whose account have been linked to the international numbers. These countries, if we talk about, and these are important, almost 10 countries has approved this, and they are Singapore, Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, Oman, Qatar, USA, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and UK. And if you remember, in Europe also, we were trying to establish the UPI by, as you know, there was a memorandum of understanding signed between NPCI and Worldline. All right, we can see also that in further, but first of all, remember these 10 countries that are listed here, and here the NRI accounts or the account number linked to the international number of these NRI people who are living in these countries can also now use UPI. This means the NRIs from these countries can transact through UPI. This decision has been taken to expand and boost the global use of UPI. These directions are to be compiled with April 30, 2023. All right, highly important. Now, banks engaged in such type of accounts should ensure that only those accounts comply with the Foreign Exchange Management Act use facility. This also allows the diaspora to use it not just when they come to India but also when they are abroad. They can make instant transfer and use it on its e-commerce portals also, that is your e-commerce websites also. Next, Bajaj Alliance Life Punjab and Sindh Bank has entered into a strategic partnership. I repeat, a corporate agreement was signed between Punjab Bank, Sindh Bank, and a public sector bank. All right, that is Pune, Maharashtra based Bajaj Life Insurance Company. I repeat again, Bajaj Life Insurance, Punjab Bank, and Sindh Bank, that is a public sector bank. They have recently signed a corporate agreement. This will allow the PSB's new and existing customers to avail a variety of life insurance products from BALIC, including term, life, your retirement, your investment options, and everything. All right, and what is this BALIC we are talking? Bajaj Alliance Life Insurance. Highly important, so mark that. Next is RBI has granted in principle approval for the payment aggregator license to Ncash. All right, I repeat, RBI recently gave in principle approval for the payment aggregator license to Ncash. This Ncash is a fintech startup for all right, and recently it was RBI that has approved them for this payment aggregator license. This will enable Ncash to broaden its product offering to millions of businesses for digital transactions. And if we talk about Ncash, it was established in 2018 and it has assisted around 1 lakh businesses to digitize and decentralize their corporate payments. Moving on, next we are talking about Exim Bank. Exim Bank has raised around $1 billion through a 10-year sustainability bond issuance. If you remember, we talked about the sovereign environment bond, all right, sovereign green bonds. What were these sovereign green bonds and what are the sovereign gold bonds? Basically, they provide you a fixed amount of interest for a long period of time, and these bonds are issued by government of India only. So the money is in hand with the government of India, and these are a securities and is there as a quite a safe investment, and they are for long term, and it depends on what type of bonds they are being issued. These green bonds were basically for the infrastructure development or related to the sustainable development goals, and these gold bonds were basically you are investing in the gold. So here now we are talking about the sustainability bond issue, and these bonds were recently raised for 10 years of period, and they were released by Exim Bank, that is your Export Import Bank of India, and they have raised around $1 billion through the 10-year sustainability bond issuance. The Exim Bank has raised around $1 billion via 10-year bond sustainability issue under the Environment Social Governance Framework. According to the Exim Bank, the net proceeds of the sustainability bond will be used towards eligible projects under the ESG framework, including renewable energy, clean transportation, access to essential services and basic infrastructure, affordable housing, sustainable water and wastewater management. So these all things will be talked about here. Also, India's Exim Bank became the first Indian issuer to open the market for dollars and sustainability bond issuance in 2023. All right, by issuing at a coupon rate of 10-year treasury bond plus 190 basis point. Next is RITES has signed a memorandum of understanding with IIT Kanpur to explore opportunities in sustainable sector. I repeat, Rail India Technical and Economic Services Limited, a Mini Ratna, that is Category 1 and Schedule A Central Public Sector Enterprise under the Ministry of Railways, has recently signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Indian Institute of Technology Kanpur, that is in Uttar Pradesh, for exploring opportunities in the areas of sustainability and carbon related works, including carbon neutrality, particularly in sectors such as steel and power. So, coming back, Rail India Technical and Economic Service, that is RITES, signed a memorandum of understanding with IIT Kanpur in order to explore the sustainability sector. Next we are talking about NASA's James Webb Space Telescope. They have discovered the first IRST Earth-like planet. All right, that is, this is not IRST, corrected. This is discovered its first Earth-like exoplanet. All right, so NASA James Webb Space Telescope, it works on the infrared rays. All right, and it was also the largest telescope that has been launched into space, and it recently launched the image that was captured the light coming from 13.4 billion years ago. Also, it has recently discovered the first Earth-like exoplanet. Here you can see NASA's James Webb Space Telescope discovered exoplanet, a planet that orbits another star. The exoplanet, formerly classified as LHS 475b, is reportedly almost exact size of Earth, clocking at around 99% of the Earth's diameter. The planet is rocky, almost precisely the same size as Earth, but whims around its star only 2 days. LHS 47b, located in the constellation of Octanes, is only 41 light years away from Earth. Next, Next is Sony Sports roped in Hyundai, Ioniq 5, Samsonite and Panasonic as sponsors for Australian Open. I repeat, recently, broadcaster Sony Sport Network, which will air the Australian Open across channels and OTT platform, that is over the top platform app Sony Live, has roped in sponsors including Hyundai, Ioniq 5, Samsonite, and as co-representing sponsors, and Panasonic as an associate sponsor for the upcoming Australian Open. This will mark the return of the Sony Sports Network live tennis studio show, that is Extra Serve, that will be hosted by Arpit Sharma, and the Hindi commentary for the tournament will be provided by Natekar Manish Batavia and Atish Thakural. So coming back, you need to remember, for Australian Open, Sony Sports Network has appointed whom? Hyundai Ioniq 5, Samsonite and Panasonic as their sponsor for Australian Open. Direct and simple question. Next is our Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia. They have launched a book that was titled Braving a Viral Storm. I repeat, Mansukh Mandavia, our Minister of Health and Family Welfare, launched the book that was Braving a Viral Storm, India's COVID-19 Vaccine Story. That was in New Delhi. This book is co-authored by Ashish Chandrokar and Suraj Sudhir and published by Rupa Publications India. Narendra Modi Prime Minister he also received a book from Ashish Chandorkar, where he has detailed India's advancement in the vaccination. Next is National Youth Day. National Youth Day is observed on 12th of January. As you can see him in the picture, it marks 12th of January marks the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, a Hindu spiritual leader, philosopher and reformer in India. 12th of January 2023 marks 160th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. On National Youth Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated 26th National Youth Festival, and this was from 12th to 16th of January in Karnataka. The theme of this National Youth Festival is Viksit Yuva Viksit Bharat. I repeat, the theme that you need to remember here is Viksit Yuva Viksit Bharat. Alright. Next state news. Meghalaya's Chief Minister Conrad Sagma has launched a shared school bus system and agriculture response vehicle scheme. I repeat, the Chief Minister of Meghalaya has launched a shared school bus system and a agriculture response vehicle scheme. Alright, if we talk about this, Meghalaya flagged off 30 shared school bus systems and unveiled prime tourist vehicles and an agriculture response vehicle scheme at the function that was held in Shillong, Meghalaya. These buses are part of the Sustainable Transport and Efficient Mobility Society, that is your STEM program. Alright, this will focus on mobility and overall transportation to decongest Shillong and Meghalaya. These buses have a passenger information system, LED screens to display the routes, and they have GPS enabled for real-time tracking. The primary tourist vehicles are a step to enhance the overall tourism sector, offer quality transportation services to tourists, and at the same time provide employment opportunities for the local entrepreneurs. This initiative will provide states rural entrepreneurship ecosystem also. Also, the transport department will enlist to run and maintain the buses, while the National Informatics Center will develop a mobile application and a website for tracking and booking the buses. All right. Next is OTPC, Tripura Power Company Limited, and Assam Power Distribution Company Limited. They together signed a memorandum of understanding to develop 250 megawatt battery energy storage in Assam. I repeat, OTPC and Assam Power Distribution Company Limited. They together signed a memorandum of understanding to develop around 250 megawatt battery storage in Assam. Alright, for this they will be having an investment of around 2000 crore rupees, and they will be generating 250 megawatt of battery storage. Alright. Next, this development project would assist Assam in realizing its goal of becoming a leader in the green energy transition. The battery storage projects are essential for the successful integration of future solar projects in Assam, which has been developing a significant amount of solar energy potential. Next, Next is IAS officer A. Shanti Kumari has been appointed as the first women chief secretary of Telangana. I repeat, IAS officer Shanti Kumari has been appointed as the first women chief secretary of Telangana. Alright, she's an IAS officer of 1989 batch and as the first women chief secretary of Telangana. She will be until April 2025. She will replace whom? She will replace Sumesh Kumar. Alright. So friends, that's all for the day. Now let's move to the important current one-liner current revision. Indian High Commissioner signed an MOU to establish Hindi chair at Sabargamua University of Sri Lanka. World Economic Forum Global Risk Report was released, and it stated that the cost of living crisis and digital inequality among India and various other risks. Then around 3,700 Indian dams will lose around 26% storage capacity by 2050, and world will lose around 26% storage by 2050 due to trapped sediment. That means we can say that dams will be losing around 21/4 of their capacity by 2050. OAG's Punctuality League report stated that IndiGo Airlines and Coimbatore Airport are among world's 20 most punctual airlines and airports. PwC India reported that startup funding in India has dropped almost by one-third to $24 million in 2022. NPCI has allowed UPI transactions for NRI accounts linked to international numbers. Bajaj Alliance Life, Punjab and Sindh Bank has entered into a strategic partnership. RBI grant in principle approval for payment aggregator license to Encash. RITS signed a memorandum of understanding with IIT Kanpur to explore opportunities in sustainability sector. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope discovers its first Earth-like exoplanet. Sony Sport ropes in Hyundai Ioniq 5 Samsonite and Panasonic as the sponsor for Australian Open. Next is Health Minister Mansukh Mandviya has launched a book that was titled Braving a Virtual Storm. National Youth Day is observed on 12th of January, and Meghalaya's Chief Minister Conrad Sangma has launched a shared school bus system and agriculture response vehicle scheme. OTPC and APDCL has signed a memorandum of understanding to develop 250 megawatt battery energy storage in Assam. IAS officer A. Santhi Kumari has been appointed as the first women chief secretary of Telangana. Exim Bank has raised over $1 billion through a 10-year sustainability bond issue. Alright friends, that's all for the day. Now it's time for our homework. First is Kumarakom and Beypore, which were selected under the Swadesh Darshan 2.0 scheme, are located in which state? Second, Centralized Receipt and Processing Center and Integrated Ombudsman scheme are related to which institution? Third, what is the theme of the National Science Day 2023? Fourth, Bhitarkanika National Park. This was seen in which state? Fifth, which institution launched a new system to measure and grade hospital performance under Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana? So these are your 5 homework questions, friends. I hope you have understood the assignment. All now you have to do is like the video and comment below and let us know what are your views on such session. Do you want us to continue with such session? Then let us know in the comment section. So that's all for the day, friends. Thank you and have a nice day. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairscloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is Affairscloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.